Yeah, man. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine with me. We got people walking by out here in the sunshine. It's a beautiful 92 degrees here in Mallorca. I'm already on the treadmill. I'm already sweating. The workout is underway. But the mental work had to be done. I have to have a real conversation about my mental health. You know, it's something that I had to learn that I was becoming very emotional, and I was being triggered, and I was being stressed, and that really fucked me up yesterday. I couldn't even get my workout. I came here yesterday. I got my workout on, but to smoke before a workout really fucks me up. This morning I skipped the smoking and went right back to the workout like I did the day before. So I'm not numbing my mind, and I'm not recovering my mind, and I'm not recovering my life. You know, it takes a lot for me to get undizzy from cigarette smoke or from weed or from whatever else I'm doing. It takes me almost hours. Hours to recover and get my mentality back and get my mind right and my soul right where I feel like I'm right. And this is why we do drugs, you know? It's hard because like there's so much out there that's going to be like, you could have fun right now. I could give you a bunch of cocaine. Let me let you have fun right now. But lo and behold, the cocaine that you're doing is destroying your ability to have any kind of fun. It's asinine because you swear that you're having the most fun in the world, but the truth is that you're destroying your receptors, you're destroying your serotonin, you're destroying your oxytocin, you're destroying all the things that make us who we are. So cool. People always check me out in this gym. I feel like a model or an advertiser. They're like, oh, you too could sweat your ass and balls off and fucking need a shower after. I'll do the advertisements, the marketing, but at least my laughter's back in me, you know. Last night I had a big touchdown. Out of nowhere, somebody hit me up and said, hey, we need 100 shirts. Cash money in hand. 700 bucks. Boom. Sent over. They had the shirts with them. They brought them to my homie's house. They're underway. And I got another touchdown. So your boy Saint is really relieved at these things, you know, that these things come really fast and that I can still have my name in people's mouths and I can still generate income, you know, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, that people have my name for it, and that I can earn more income and I can make it this last week and a half here in Spain. My product's cleared. I'm waiting for them to touch down any day now, maybe today or tomorrow. I'll get all my samples. And I finally got my business cards in an hour design done. Designs by Saints. Had to fucking make it all work, but I got the front and back of the business card finished. I'm ready to go as soon as I get my samples. And today's another blessed day to be alive, so I'm gonna go take this day like any and go see like a beautiful beach or something after I'm done with this workout. Rehydrate, eat, go do some grocery shopping, do the necessary things to keep me mentally in the game. And it's a weird feeling because yesterday I was so emotional and I felt so bummed out, and after smoking weed it even made me feel more bummed out, and then I had to just lay on the bench in the park and just let life happen by. Let me catch my head, let me catch my thoughts, let me catch my emotions, because I was spinning. And that's tough when you're spun out. Most of the time you're usually on methamphetamines and it's making you do things that you just didn't necessarily want to do. These girls are sneaking through. You guys need a key? Yeah, weirdo girls going through the thing. I mean, women need men, bro. Facts, dude. They don't think as straight as men do. And our logical brains are very useful as far as like keeping people safe and knowing sense of direction and having a sense of survival instinct. And then the other half, women remind us that we are human and that we're not some god on earth, and that we are fallible, and someone used to wash our ass and wash our balls and fucking take care of us before we were this strong man. There was somebody that endured and patiently sacrificed their time to make us alive. So I had to look at my life and say, These things were irritating me. I was being irritable. People walking by, instead of smiling, that shit would annoy me. And I don't know why it was annoying me so much. I was just like, why is this such a pain in the ass to me? And then I had to really catch myself and say, I'm the one being sensitive. I'm the one that's being a little too, I don't know, sensitive. I was like, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you'd be on your shit and you'd be like, why am I being so reactive? Why am I so emotional? Why am I this way? And I had to ask myself that. Sure enough, I had a lot of stress and I didn't want to admit it. I've not done good with stress in my life before. I always thought I had to grin and bear it. But the truth is I've been battling, not only battling against my place that I live and my homie always arguing and complaining and everything's not right and putting me in that mood, but I also have to argue with myself to convince myself to go to the gym. That's not much of an argument for me, but to switch my lifestyle and not smoke the weed and get here and keep my attitude up and that energy up and my brain firing instead of numbing it. And I feel emotional. So someone yelled at me and I'm arguing with my ex-girlfriend and I'm having court battles right now. Turned out your boy beat the case. I beat the case. They didn't ask for my permission to check my car, and I'm on the cams, the body cams, saying that you don't have permission, check my shit. You don't have permission, check my shit. I guess my big mouth paid off, and now I'm not looking at any more felony charges in America. So there's a lot of stress in that. I got caught with about a half ounce of mushrooms. It's moved down to a misdemeanor, and I'm grateful for that. So your boy Saint's been able to get himself out of jail, out of the law. I got to stay out of trouble for the next 6 months. As long as I stay out of trouble, everything's going to be cool. I don't have no stress. I'm not a felon. I just have a misdemeanor charge now. Something about illegally shipping or illegally transporting illegal drugs over state lines, even though I'm in my own state. I don't know what the charge is going to be, but I don't have to show up to court. I don't have to get threatened if I don't pay this $250 fine. It was $500. It was 2 counts of felonies. It now counts to just 1 misdemeanor count on my record. Case basically dismissed. I have a criminal record already. It still shows those records from before, so it's not the first time I've had a misdemeanor on my account. But I haven't had in trouble for over 15, 20 years. So as long as I stay out of trouble for 6 months while I'm in Thailand, that 6 months is going to go by. Nobody's going to fuck with me. I'm not going to go to jail. I won't be caught by the cops. They won't be able to pull me back into the system. And it almost like the whole thing never happened. I'm fighting right now for my own money back. So they had like $500 of my money. So basically, they keep half of it and then they give me back my half. And then I'm back on track. How cool is that? I think it's pretty cool. It's not a bad deal when you're out here in the world, being able to travel and then have to battle stresses like, court cases and felonies and arrests and talking to attorneys and public pretenders. None of that shit's fun. And it wasn't fun that I didn't get to have a decent conversation with my ex and have an adult conversation and get some closure from it. It was all still too raw. And both of us are really angry at each other. So even after 2 years, it still never diffused anything. It really made it the same. And that's scary because you got to realize what's triggering you. You might think, it's just one thing. Becomes a second thing, becomes a third thing, becomes you're reacting in a different way than you would have. And that's the tough part, is because you want to keep your head in the game. You want to be able to respond ethically and responsibly and without emotion. And then we get emotional and then everything's a trigger. My friend arguing with me in the morning makes me want to fucking, here, I got something on my tongue. It makes me want to fucking smoke weed. And then if I smoke weed, then I'm in the park. And then if I'm in the park, then my initial burst of energy is left there with the weed. When I come here, I'm all lethargic and I'm just going through the motions, and it's not as good of a workout as it would have been. My elevation of my mind isn't as good as it would have been. It's one of those things that I have to really check on myself, dude. And that's something we don't do. We don't get a check on ourselves. You know, your boy Saint checks in every morning doing a morning motivation. Let me do this. Let me flip. Let me see if you can't hear this side of these guys talking. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's tough when you're trying to get into life and you make something happen and your fucking life is killing you, and your mind is killing you, it's going against you, you start short breathing, you're not getting the long breaths, you're not getting the right stretches, you're not doing the things that make us unstressed. You know, I keep talking about being blessed over stress, but it's not one thing just to think it, it's another to feel it. When you feel stress free and you feel like you can stretch and you can sweat and you can get the seek the get the fuck out of me, that stress, that naughty, that negativity, to be able to get it out of us. That's what really shines, you know what I mean? That's what really makes everything fucking possible. And you know, it's one of those things where I've been on this treadmills for the last 3 days by myself, and then of course there'll be people that'll come near. And I told you the other day, there was that stress of people being too near me, then I know I'm stressed. You know, if I feel like I can't get any space. It was funny, I was watching Pearly Things do her thing, and she's like, I fucking hate living here, I'm never alone, it's so busy. I don't feel that way, you know, but I do get annoyed when I'm trying to do a show and the world doesn't cooperate. And that's not our lives, dude, or where our lives feel like it's not helping us at all, like everything we're doing is going against the grain and up the stream, if you know what I mean. There's a feeling all the time that things could go easier for us. And I just took the day off for a mental health day, man. I'm grateful that I'm in own my own business where I can make my own income. That was dope. So out of nowhere, someone asked for 100 shirts. That picked my energy up. I get high off of making money or sales or getting referrals. It makes my heart smile that someone's sitting in Las Vegas and they're going, yeah, call Saint, and my name's in their mouth, and now my number's in his friend's phone, and then he's going to run to grab the shirts, then he's meeting my boy Sam up, handing him 700 cash in hand, and I made money while I had my shirt off on the couch in Spain. Like, bro, that shit makes me feel really good. And it means that I can keep traveling and doing the things that I need to do to, you know, eat, sleep, and shit. Same shit you gotta do, but just keeping it overseas and keeping my priorities high and keeping my energy high and keeping my mental health high so I feel high, you know, without getting high. And that's something that's really hard for a lot of people to do, because you're always going to look for the next high. You're always going to be like, make me happy. And the reason most of us are here in this gym is because we're broken in some way. Most people don't want to tell you that because it makes them feel superficial, or they don't want to admit it, but we're broken in some kind of way where we feel insecure, we feel insufficient. There's a lot of, what's the word as I look around? There's a lot of low self-esteem. And if you had perfect self-esteem, I guess you wouldn't need to work out. But most people would still work out because hiking and fishing and camping give us those natural abilities to feel okay inside. Now, the drugs are the ones that we do when we don't feel okay inside and we need it faster. If I don't need to wait around for you to tell me, or at the end of the hike, or at the end of the workout to feel good, what if I don't want to do any of that? What if I want the lazy man's way of feeling good right now? I'll snort it. I'll pop it, I'll swallow it, I'll do whatever it takes to make me feel differently than the way that I feel. Well, one of the things it takes me to do is not smoking the first thing in the morning. Saint's addiction, baby. I'm gonna have to figure it out, but Saint's addiction has to switch up his addiction so I don't have these kind of reactions. I don't have these kind of locked up calves and hamstrings and all these other things that go on in our lives. We end up being the self-determiner, you know? My buddy, or I read somewhere on a meme that the guy said, get married so you can own 5 different coffee pot makers, have 5 different coffee makers, and your wife still goes to Starbucks every day. Isn't that us? That is so us. We'll have so many outs, but we'll choose the same route. And that's an eye-opener. You know, to sit there and go, oh shit, I'm choosing this path. I felt emotional, so I smoked, and then that made me even more emotional, and then it took me hours of being in my emotion, and then I had to realize that I was being that type of person. I was being the type of person that would have emotional days and have stressful days, and I would try, just like anyone else, I need to get on the gym, I got to eat something good, and I call my friends, and of course my friends let me down. Tried calling everybody, and I was like, okay, Saint, you're gonna have to pick yourself up on this one. Friends aren't answering the phone, it's the wrong time zone, people are busy, people are in their own personal world too, right? They might be going through it themselves, and even though I need them, they don't even have the energy to lend me, right? It's almost like lending money. If you have a friend that's in a bad mental space, you're gonna have to sit there and go, let me talk to you for a half hour. What if I don't have a half hour of time? What if I'm already stressed? What if I can't help you because I am stressed? That happens a lot, and I wouldn't call her my friend, but I know her. She just died. We just lost one in our community in Las Vegas. Beautiful woman. And you would never know that underneath all of that, she had suicidal tendencies, and that it was too much for her, and that she left a child, a 20-year-old child, very much like my other buddy. Rest in peace, Bryce Hanson, man. Bryce motherfucking Hanson. My buddy ended up killing himself, and he owned a business. He had a 20-year-old daughter. He was good looking. He was in good shape, and he still killed himself. So we aren't beyond reproach, right? There's like every one of us can be reached. Every one of us can have somebody come out and take our mental stability or fuck with our heads or any of that shit. So for us as people, we got to really key in high key moment on the low key shit that we do to ourselves to get those high key moments back or to get a response back. That's tough, bro. Like, that's a hard thing to do, because what's going to happen is you're going to get emotional and you're going to go back to the same well that you went to, drinking the same tainted water, expecting different results. And I'm here to tell you, man, that you got to do something different. You're going to have to find some friends. You're going to have to find some people, find some quiet places, find something that works for you, because there's so much that we do that goes against us. You know what I mean? There's so much that's going down. He's just talking right here. But there's so much of us going down that it's hard for us to fucking actually find mental focus. And I'm telling you, I call all my friends. I go to the gym. I stay quiet in my mind. And what I've been doing is breathing. That's right, breathing. Breathing's been the big one for me because I needed it the most. Actually, let me blow my nose real quick. Hold on. Breathing. Yeah, breathing's been the tough one for me because, like, I have snot coming out of my nose, and you guys know that all the time, but breathing in the healing is what I've been telling myself. Breathing in the healing. I've got so much in my nose and throat, so much stressing me out. I stopped breathing. Us as humans, we stop breathing, we start hyperventilating, yep, and we start low breathing and not giving ourselves the full healing to be able to breathe and be like, okay, I'm not fucking under attack. This day shall pass. A lot of that shit had to be told to myself to heal myself before I became an emotional self, where that guy, there's a higher propensity to start drinking, smoking weed all day, not exercising, not getting myself mentally free, and possibility for new things. You know, that's why I had to block my ex, because I knew that I wasn't going to go anywhere positive with it. Last night I felt strong because I just finished a deal. I made some money. I beat the charge on my court case. There was a lot pointing at me at the same time, and I never had a good idea of my stress level. I never took the time to look at my pulse and my heart rate. I just had to grin and bear it, and I felt if I moved faster, much like quicksand, it got worse. And I think we've all been in quicksand moments where we just try to hustle the ball and move the play and argue with our friends and come on, and now we're frustrated, so we share the frustration with them, and why'd you not catch the ball? And it's like, that person is not the coach you want. That's not the person that you want. And that's what women look for in life. They want to see the guys that can handle pressure without losing their cool. It's almost a damn near impossible, but that's what they want from us. They want us to be able to handle all their emotional shit and be stoic and just sit there like a main mast in the wind and be able to take on this amount of energy, smile, grin and bear it, and keep sailing. And it's hard. I don't know how most people do it. I don't know how most people keep sailing. I can tell you how I do it. It's call my circle of influences, get my exercise, go eat something good, do something positive for the day, and do the thing that I wish to do in my mind. A lot of that's easy. A lot of that's like, okay, I know I only got a week and a half here left. I might as well go see the beaches, go see the beaches and the bitches, go relax. My business cards aren't here yet, but they did get cleared, so that's a really cool thing. I'm through customs in Madrid. Any day now, they're gonna be here in Mallorca. I'm gonna go to work, dropping off all my samples. I got business cards to make, like I said, brand new today. That's a lot. A lot's going on, and we as humans gotta be able to pull the lever on what's really important to us and not, because it tends to be like we do it all. I get in like college student mode where I'm not only stressed about my girlfriend breaking up with me, but I got to get my books, and then I got to go get where my car's parked, and then I got to go to class, and did I do my homework, and full on stress cadet. And I kept running and I kept gunning and I kept throwing the ball. And I mean, maybe in my 20s it's okay to run life like that, but in my 40s it's not. I'm gonna have to take days to lay back. I'm gonna have to take days that are non-stress days and go back and say, okay, Saint, you're not having a good mental day. Not all days are gonna be good mental days. Some days are gonna be stressful days. Identify it. You're having a stressful day. Good thing you're not still talking with your ex. That would just push you over your emotional stability. Good thing that you got done with your court case because it was hanging over you and you didn't even notice it. Some things are bugging us like a mosquito. They buzz by our ear, but they're about to bite us, and you're about to get a bite. They warned you, and when these things are so subtle that I had to realize I was short breathing. I wasn't breathing in the healthy. I wasn't breathing in the healing. And that's what I've been telling myself. Breathing in is healing. And that's what I get. I get a free healing thing. It doesn't cost me any money like drugs. It doesn't alternate my consciousness like drugs. It does alleviate stress for me naturally. And then we can all breathe for free. That's what's crazy on life. Like, we could all stop gritting our teeth, grinding them, and clenching our jaws and our tongues on the top of our roof. It feels good to be able to breathe, especially through my nose, especially through my soul, and be able to alleviate some of that stuff. Some of that, that's why they said nature will fix it for you, because once you get into nature, you actually stop looking at the buildings and start looking at the trees, start breathing with the wind instead of against it, and stop fixating on the things that aren't working for us and the tasks that are at hand and the homework that has to be done. All of us do that. We stress the fuck out of it, but stressing isn't going to change the outcome. So I had to really find it in me to stop stressing and start blessing. Started realizing what I was really doing with my life, and how much stress I was actually under, and that it's okay to take a mental day. I'm not near the man that I was yesterday. Yesterday I was so emotional and I felt overwhelmed by my relationship not working with my ex. And I called her, but we didn't talk, so there was a lot of emotion behind that. And I mean, I still had the court case getting fixed. They gave me my appeal. They basically came back and said, okay, half. You don't have to pay the $500, you can pay $250. And matter of fact, I probably won't even do the $250. I'll do the community service, and my buddies can write me off for me feeding the homeless, 28 hours of feeding the homeless. There you go. It's grateful. So, yeah, as I see a woman walking by, breastfeeding her kid and her husband, and I don't know if it's her husband or her man, and all their kids together going by at the window real quick, we have enough to stress out about in our own personal lives. And it's this time that we find people that don't bring us stress and don't make it worse. We find things that work And that's the real tough part. It's just like, you got to stop working against yourself. I had to stop smoking fucking weed in the morning. I only get to enjoy it after I've taken a shower, after I got done working out, after I've done all the things that I can to help myself. That's what I'm doing. So it's one of those things where it's like, I got to be the master and commander of my ship. I got to stay on that mast with the wind to my face, even if it's going that way, and still smile and find something to smile about, still grin and bear it, and be able to sail my way through the storms. It's pretty simple, but we don't do the simple. We end up making things complicated. We end up talking while we're hot-headed. We end up fucking stressing about every detail. We end up not breathing and making everything that much worse. And I was just like, fuck, man, I can't do it this way. So this morning I woke up and I feel like a different human being. I feel like the Mark Saint that really is me, instead of the guy that's against me. And that guy wants to run to the weed and wants to sit in the park and let hours go by trying to just think his way out of his life, instead of going and taking action and not wasting 4 hours being high, playing on my phone, going between the same apps, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and circulating my life away, and start living my life, and start doing the things that make me stress relief, and start giving me the advantages that I need so my brain works like it is right now. It feels the way that it's feeling, instead of feeling groggy or dizzy or having to compensate. There's a lot of compensation, especially with weed. It's like, sure, I get high, and they're like, do you still work? And it's like, yeah, but not as effectively, right? So I still do my task, but am I mindful? You know what I mean? Am I actually in the task, or am I just going through the motions? And that's where you have to ask yourself, are you setting yourself up for success, or are you setting yourself up for failure? And that's what I was doing yesterday. I was feeling like a failure. My emotions were letting me fail myself, and I was just like, no, you're still gonna go to this gym. You're going to get quiet. You're going to get some personal time. Stay away from your friends. Stay away from your triggers. Stay away from the things that aren't working in your favor. And start doing things in your favor. Start calling your friends. Okay, friends aren't answering. Okay, go to the gym. Okay, gym's not working. Okay, go get some sweat. Go get some exercise in. Okay, cool. Now it's time for a shower. Yeah, you're going to need that. Now it's time for some solid food. Yeah, you're going to need that. So I made myself a good meal. I listened to the attorney patiently. I listened to what she had to say. I asked her to email me the offer. I didn't even understand what she was saying it to me. It's so overwhelming. Even though I speak English completely, I still had a tough time processing what she was saying to me. So I said, okay, just send it in writing. She's like, I got to know before 4 o'clock. The pressure was on, and I started to feel the pressure. And I said, no, let me just take the time. This has been months. Why all of a sudden now it's a hot topic, So I didn't follow her lead of rush and disgust. And I had a really good public pretender. She's really educated and friendly, but then she got frustrated, like, okay, I gotta go by. Like, I'm not gonna jump in with your frustration. I'm gonna let hours go by. Then I'm gonna read it. Then I'm gonna process it. Then I'm going to accept the offer with a counter offer and ask for all my motherfucking money back that they took from me, $500 on the side of the street. Then you can keep your $250. And matter of fact, maybe not even then. I'm just going to do the community service. And then I'm not out any money. I don't have to show up to any court. I didn't argue with any ex-girlfriend. I didn't do the things that self-sabotage me. Instead, I went out, came to this gym, broke my sweat. Took the community service, not argue with my ex. My mind is in a good place right now. I can fucking go talk to anyone that I want to. I got my samples are coming. I'm making my business cards. I only got a week and a half in Mallorca. I'm going to be out of Barcelona, so I'm thinking I'm going to leave a couple days early from here. Get there. My friend said he's leaving on the 25th for his house. I might as well leave the 25th for Barcelona. Get there. That leaves me 3 days to see Barcelona, Spain, something that people fly from all over the world to do. I just earned a little bit more money, so I can do it. And that's what I'm going to do. Go to these beaches, get on these buses, check out a new beach. That's what I should be doing today since my samples aren't here today. Go check out a beach, something I've never been. Just grab my towel, get into my own zone, and then I can smoke my joint. And then I'll go live again and you guys can watch that. So that's about it. Your morning motivation. without an emota and a lot of Asian. So peace and love. And as always, Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe, and get out of your own way. Peace. Ciao. I'll see you.